So you guys love when I talk about very overbought or oversold stocks. And in today's video, I wanted to talk about Carvana. Carvana gapped up and it's currently up 48% since reporting earnings. And what I mean by that is based off of its previous trading price to where it's trading at right now, it is up nearly 50%. Now, the thing that I want to make sure that you guys are aware, sorry, my daughter's here. I'm filming a video. Can you give me 1 minute? Okay, 1 minute, please. Okay. So Carvana stock reported earnings and it absolutely destroyed forecast and expectation. The forecast for earnings per share was negative 67 cents per share and it came in at 23 cents per share. The overall revenue forecast was 2.68 billion and it came in at 3.06 billion. Now that's the first thing that I wanted you to know. Yes, it beat earnings. But the second thing is due to the restructure, Carvana was losing a lot of money. For those that are unaware, Carvana hit a peak during the pandemic and was really struggling post-pandemic from highs of $3.76 all the way down to lows of $3.55. Can you imagine that? Let's actually do the math. You guys can see from previous highs to the lowest point that it hit to $3.55, it lost nearly 98% of its value. 98%. And it's because it was losing a ton of money. And this is one thing that was shared in this article. And it was saying that at one point, in comparison to where it was last year in Q1 of 2023, it was losing $288 million. But guess what? This Q1, it actually made a net income of $48 million. So you guys could see that they are actually turning things around. And you can see that even from the previous quarter, it was up 16%, which now has had a sequential increase of 21%. Now, the last thing that I want to make sure that you guys are aware is that Carvana also had a very high interest in shorts, meaning that a lot of people were shorting Carvana. It's not rocket science. Obviously, they're going to want to short Carvana if something is losing 98% or on its way to lose 98%. So a lot of people were shorting Carvana stock. But guess what? Because of its recent recovery and this huge gap up that we just experienced, they're looking at it as this was actual fundamental reasons on what supported a potential short squeeze. Now Carvana is actually showing signs of progress. Now, does this mean that it's going to go back to previous highs of $76 per share? Well, no, right? But the thing that I wanted to share with you is what they stated here. Let me make sure that I pull it up. A high short interest means that a positive earnings report could have driven short sellers to buy back their shares, pretty much covering their profits or covering their losses, and ignited a short squeeze. It is possible that that is what drove Carvana stock higher than what the company reported earnings last week. So again, because of Carvana's reaction, and a lot of people had to buy back their shares, I want to remind you that when you short a stock, you sell the stock first and then you buy it back to cover. So if all those people that were shorting because they were making a ton of money going from $300 per share down to $3 per share, they ended up having to cover the short, and that means they had to buy it. And when they create that much buying pressure, it can cause a stock to skyrocket even higher. This is the concept of a short squeeze. But what I want to share with you is, okay, well, if those short sellers ended up having to buy back their shares, that could have created an overreaction, which means that if this is an overreaction, as it gapped up 48% in a very short period of time in 2 to 3 trading days, that means that there's huge pullback potential if this was an overreaction, which is why I wanted to bring it up to you guys. Do we think that this is an overreaction and it's going to correct itself and potentially pull on back a potential short opportunity? Or is this the very beginning stages of a potential reversal and working our way back up to $376 per share? I'll let you guys decide. But again, I thought that this was a very interesting stock to pay attention to because there's no question that there is huge opportunity in potential upside, but also in potential downside if this was an overreaction. I do want to remind you that later today, we will be going live for our Sunday Stock Talk. It's a great time where I'm going to be breaking down your favorite stocks, and all you literally need to do is subscribe to this YouTube channel and turn on your post notifications so YouTube notifies you when it is that I go live. I will be going live right around 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make sure that you're aware of that. And hopefully I earned your thumbs up in this video. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. Also, don't forget, I trade live every morning. And if you ever want to tune on into my live trading session as soon as tomorrow, that's going to be the second link down in the description, especially if you're a complete beginner and you learn best by watching other people do. I think that you would really see a lot of value in these live sessions. And again, second link in the description down below. Appreciate your time. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.